Hello and welcome to today's video. My name is Steven and I help athletes become mentally strong and help them achieve their goals so that they can live a happy life. In today's video, I would like to talk about 3 of the biggest mistakes from my point of view that athletes do or make during their career. To be honest, I have made a couple of them for sure from time to time. So let's jump into the topic right away. I think one crucial point that leads to failure, let's say, as an athlete is a lack in consistency. So what does that mean? When I was young, I remember, and I was playing tennis, playing tournaments, etc. And everyone was talking about actually, you need talent and, you need to move properly. But a big portion of becoming or being successful was talent. But as time went by, I realized at some point that suddenly some of maybe players that weren't as good as I was as a youngster, they suddenly overtook me. So, and first I didn't understand, so what's going on here? I thought, it's all about talent, etc. But what nobody told me actually in detail is talent is important, of course, but it's not the most important part to be a successful or very, very good athlete. So what it needs, more or less, is willpower and consistency. So that means doing your training, no excuses, doing your training day in, day out. So maybe you are invited to a birthday party, or you would like to go out with some friends for some drinks, or you would like to go on vacation with a family, or maybe you say, "Oh, I'm a bit tired. Maybe I should skip the training today. Weather's bad." So there's so many reasons actually why we could actually, just skip a training or a competition even. But to be honest, the best of the best, they would never do that. And that's something I really highly recommend. Stick to your plan as much as you can. Of course, there are some, let's say, exceptions when you're injured, when you're feeling sick, or when there's something really, really important. But in the long run, you can imagine the more often you stick to the plan, or the more consistent you are, the more training you get, the more repetitions you have, and that makes in the long run a difference. It makes a difference if you have practiced maybe your, let's say in my sports, tennis, your forehand or backhand or serve. If you've practiced it over a year, maybe just 2,000 times or 10,000 times, I can tell you for sure that makes a huge difference. And the longer it goes, of course, the bigger the difference becomes. So that's why I highly recommend stick to your plan, do your trainings, no excuses, except there's something really, really important or you just can't do it. You have to take care of yourself. As I said, when you're feeling sick or when you're injured, that's a good reason to skip a training. Then let's come to point number 2. The second, let's say, one biggest mistake athletes can do during their career is that they focus too much on the final goal and not on the process. So what does that mean? Imagine you have an athlete and he says or she says, "I want to become top 10 in the world in my sports." Okay, fine. So and he or she goes to training, and he tells everyone about his goals. I want to become top 10. and he's talking about it all the time. But funnily enough, he's so absorbed by his let's say his vision or his very big goal, that he's not focusing properly on the process. So being in the moment, we can only really perform well when we are in the moment. So we need to enjoy the moment. And if I'm thinking all the time, for example, about my vision or my big goal, I tend to become nervous actually, or feel some pressure. So I can't really enjoy myself on the court, on the pitch, or in my sports. And that brings me some problems actually in the long run, because I'm just not focused on what's really important, and that's the training session right now. So what I highly recommend then is focus again on the moment, focus on the training. What should your movement maybe in your sport, what should it feel like? Get some feedback from your coaches, and focus on your repetitions. Do your homework, and don't worry too much about your bigger goal, because it'll come automatically. But the fact is, you don't have any influence actually if you're going to reach your final goal. That's the key point actually. But you have all the influence when it comes to your training, your daily training, practice, do your homework, and get in good shape, and then see what happens. So enjoy the path, enjoy the process, do your homework. Don't worry too much about your big goal. Otherwise you're gonna be feel under pressure, become nervous, maybe even doubts come up. Am I good enough can I really achieve this goal? I mean, I have it in here, but can I really achieve it? I mean, I see the others, they are much better from my point of view. I'm getting nervous, I feel the pressure. So forget about that. Instead, you have your big goal, that's good. It's very important that you have goals in your life, but don't focus on them all the time. It's a little bit like going up to the Mount Everest. Imagine the guys going up there. I mean, I haven't been up there, but I don't think I would actually do it anyway. But imagine the guys going up there. Imagine they would be only looking up towards the peak. Well, one thing is for sure, they would never arrive up there, because they would definitely at some point do a wrong step actually, and fall probably down all the way down they came up. So they go from base camp to base camp, then they take a rest, recover from all the strain they have to cope with on the way upwards. And then comes the next step, the next base camp, but they focus step by step. Otherwise they would injure themselves, or maybe they would even die, as I said, when they fall all the way down from the mountain. Then let's come to the number 3 and last one for today. Number 3 is, don't look for excuses. So what does that mean? Maybe you know some athletes also that always they tend to find some excuses after a loss, or when they didn't achieve the let's say their goals, and that it's not really nice actually, and on the other hand it doesn't help us at all. Instead, try to focus on yourself, figure out what the reasons are that you didn't achieve your goals maybe, or that you didn't perform in the way you would have wanted to. What did you do well on the one hand side, and what could have been better? What could you have done better, or in a different way? learn from it, but don't blame anybody out there. Don't blame yourself either, but don't blame anybody or anything out there. So it's not the weather conditions, it's not the balls, it's not the pitch, it's not the rain, it's not the cold, it's not the whatever, so noisy next door. I couldn't concentrate, and I felt a bit tired today. I think I practiced a bit too much yesterday, and so on and so forth. Maybe you know it, but instead I would recommend focus on yourself, accept also some losses, accept that you can't always perform on your top level, but the main thing is learn from it. Don't find excuses. Better just shut up, to be honest, and write it down. Write down what should I have done differently maybe, or what should I do differently in the future, next time I play or next time I go out there. I want to perform, and that's it actually. So no excuses, because that's a common mistake some athletes do out there. They tend to find some excuses because maybe they're so ashamed of or frustrated of their performance, or that they didn't, let's say, they couldn't show what they would have liked to. So that's it. I hope there was something valuable in here for you. In case you like the content, I would be happy if you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see me and hear a bit more about mental strength and some tips and tricks on the mental side of sports. Anyways, I wish you a great day, and see you at my next video. And also, if you would like to, I'd highly appreciate if you left a comment down below in the comment box. In case you would like to get to know me a bit better and a bit more about my services, you can also book a call with me. It's free, of course, for 20 minutes roughly, and you can tell me a bit more about your situation maybe, and I can give you some feedback on your current situation. I'd be happy to hear from you. Leave a comment, as I said, and also feel free to book a call with me. You'll find the link in the description below. All the best, and see you in the next video. Bye.